Actually connects up quite nicely. Perfect. I might not even need this one, so I'll just tear that one down. So this is going to be exclusively fed in there. These two will then be fed into there, and I'm also going to want the chemical plant. One that is going to turn steel and nitrogen into liquid nitrogen. The other one, well, another two actually, that will be able to run and make the fertilizer. But I'm going to need to also introduce water. So I'm kind of thinking that that actually should be down here. I'm expanding out in that direction, perhaps needlessly. Where are we going to put the rubber maker? Because I'm only going to have one instance of this. We could... Well, we're going to need the sulfur. And the naphtha. I guess I could just have that squirreled in there. Yeah, actually I like that. Now, there's going to be more sulfur here than I can process. That's just the reality there. We're also going to need some for acid as well. So I'm probably going to want a splitter here, actually, thinking about it. Since this is only going to produce one output, let's set that up. There you go. Yeah, it'll only have a single output, and that'll be a flat conveyor. May as well take that out now. And we can have that just go straight into some storage. That'll do. This will be for rubber. And I just need to bring the naphtha in. Right, naphtha. And there we are. Right, we've got a couple of things now that are going to be wanting naphtha to be delivered. We've got this. We've got these. What would be the best way of delivering it? I could just go straight down this line and split up at the back there, and I think that's probably the way we're going to do it. How much does this pull in? 24, 20, 18, and 12. That will... 18 and 12 is 30, and then 24. Yeah, it will actually sort of work. We will be able to get away with a single... Oh, damn. We're going to run into this pipe, aren't we? No, not necessarily. We can go around. It's fine. Good. Be able to just bring this down all the way over here. And up, and then down. Oh, damn. Right. Cut around the corner a little bit too early. I'm going to have to approach this one from the side, I think. Like so. And exactly the same over here. There we are. So that'll take care of all the naphtha. For these, anyway. Now, I can only imagine... Again, how much naphtha are we going to be producing? We're going to be producing 2448. 24, 18. Yeah, we're going to be fine. Rubber storage is the wrong way round. Oh, thank you very much, Zangiri. Quite right. Thank you very much for that. Book Reader Man, hello mate. Thank you very much for the second month there. Second month, best month. Welcome back. I guess it does show that I enjoy the streams enough to continue after the gift sub I got. Yeah, well, that's why the second month is the best month. Right, okay. We're not going to be producing enough naphtha to run all of these at all times, and I think I probably should prioritize pumping the naphtha into my rubber maker there for that reason. It's a bit of a tricky one. Where would I put the splitter though? Well, I guess one thing I could do is have a... Yeah, Yeah, it's a little bit too congested there now for that. Okay, we're going to need to do it a different way because I really do feel that it is wise to prioritize this. Rubber has to be made as a priority, otherwise big problems could exist further down the line for me. So let's get rid of this pipe, and this one, and this one. What I'll do is I'll bring it down as far as this. And then head over and in. There we go. Then a priority split in that direction, and then these two can just get it done however they can. I really would love it if that could make that turn a different way, but okay, can't. No, come on. Can I ever get you to go through there? No? There we go. Perfect. Done. That is a bit of a mess, I know. Trust me, it hurts me too. Oh my lord, really? Do you have to delete the whole thing? Why? Why would you do this to me? Okay, go as far as that. Up and then down. Then in. There we go, that looks a bit better. It's a little bit off center. Shut up, I don't care. Stop pointing it out. But that will evenly split between these two then. Can we stack splitters? No. Splitters have to be on the ground. This is not Dyson Sphere program. Going to want a U-shaped splitter here. Or do we? Do we want to give equal access to both the production of acid and yeah, I kind of... Ooh, that's a good question, actually. We're going to need both in heaps as it happens. Heaps and heaps and heaps. How much are we going to have? Guaranteed 12. Guaranteed 12, and occasionally a little bit more than that. So 24 guaranteed. We're going to be using 3 per 60 seconds, and the mixers use... Sorry. Only 6. I'm going to say we want 2 of these. How are we going to branch these off, though? The problem is this gets increasingly choppy down here. We have not got enough room. I mean, technically speaking, I could do this and this. So I just want you to make me acid. Same over here, just acid. And if you can't feed it into the rubber maker, you can't feed it into the acid makers, then, and only then, may you burn it off. And the smell will haunt the dreams of everyone who lives here. Actually, you get used to it super fast, as it happens. As an aside, you totally get used to the smell of sulfur. It's not nice that you have to get used to it, don't get me wrong, but you totally do. After a very short time, you can't nose blind to it. Even if when you first encounter it, you're like, I could never live in this place. These thermal vents, they sound amazing, but all I can smell is rotten egg. Within about 15 minutes, you're like, I mean, it's not really where I'd want to be, like, for my whole life, but... you know, I can ignore the smell enough to appreciate the beautiful vistas. Then after about 45 minutes, you're like, I can't remember what it smelled like that I was so upset about. It seems fine. You get used to it so quickly. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know, but our brains are kind of amazing in that regard. It's like, yeah, this terrible thing is happening. I refuse. I will substitute a new reality. Thanks, brain. You do a lot of shit things, but this one I can appreciate. Oh. You can't actively recall tastes or smells. You know what? I've never really thought about that. And immediately thinking about it, I think that I can recall the taste of fudge. I think I can recall the taste of strawberries. I think I can recall the taste of cream. A lot of that is the flavor as much. The texture as much as the flavor. But you might be right. I don't know. I'd have to look into the scientific literature on that one. Sheila would be one to talk to about that because, you know, neuroscientist. No, you know, that's like saying, oh, yeah, you're a biologist, aren't you? And you're like, well, yeah, technically I am. It's great. I want you to tell me about trees, everything about trees. I am a marine biologist. No, biology. Tell me about trees. Oh, you're a fraud. It's like, Poor Sheila. I go to her with so many questions about the brain and senses and stuff. She's like, that's not what I studied, though. I was trying to work out a way to cure Alzheimer's. I do not know how that part of the brain works. It's like, but neuroscientist, though. And then I have the audacity to get really bent out of shape when someone asks me, like, completely just out of the blue questions about computing. And like, well, you study computers, didn't you? And it's like, I studied AI. I know about as much as the next person when it comes to building computers. Right. Now, we've got water somewhere. Where the hell have we got the water, chat? That's the steam. Where's the water, though? I think this is the water, maybe? Water? That's definitely not it. Okay, I'm going to have to delete a pipe to find out. Oh, my lord. This is the problem with these big builds. Is that water? Yes! Water. Right. Okay, so delivering water down here would be great. And then excess water out to go to the boilers. But I would say delivering water for the acid is a higher priority. Hello, Tilly. You alright, sweetheart? You okay? Right. So, with the water pipeline, this has turned into a monster build. I really wasn't expecting to do this, by the way. Just so you know, I had no plans to do this, but here we are. Right, about this point, I want to come down. Yes, I know you're there, sweetheart. Okay, give me just a second, because Tilly's being super cute. Meow. You don't usually talk to me just when you're asking for something. You just boop me until I get up. What's wrong? He was purring her tiny little kitten face off. Oh my lord. She wanted some food. Here we are. Aavak, I know that pain so much. I study IT, and my family thinks that means I can do tech support. Ugh. Yeah. I think... yeah, like I said, you know, I am fully cognizant of the fact that I hate it when people do that to me, and yet I do that to Sheila. You know, it's you know, again, the audacity. But yeah, the amount of people who expect me to know how to strip down and diagnose problems in the hardware of a machine, and I'm like, I studied how to make machines think like men, not how to build them. It's an entirely different discipline. No. I'm not a steel flash smith. I am a thinkomancer. No. You're going to need to go to someone else for that. All right, we're working on fertilizer too. Great. Now, this is going to produce both the nitrogen and the hydrogen. We've got water coming down here now. Perfect. I want to prioritize the acid makers. They'll only make as much as they can, and then we'll burn the sulfur off. Thinkomancer, yes, indeed. I've actually got a couple of pictures of Tilly up on in Discord. And again, if you have followed any of the links in the video descriptions on my YouTube channels, you may have my Instagram, where I popped up a little video of her purring her face off. Though listening to the video, it didn't come across nearly as actively as it is in real life. But she's got such a musical purr. It's actually ridiculously cute. Let's get you guys working on that a little bit more. More, please. Another excavator, another truck. Another 2 trucks, in fact. There we go. We're getting there now. This is getting better. Also, we can just now build more and more of them. So... yes? Yes. I think the answer is yes. Right, now let's go back to this big old project of ours. My lord. The problem is, it's so hard to follow it in ghost form. And I'm going to have to fit that up here. Oh, dear lord. I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to. That's quite a large structure. Let me just quickly copy this and see. What are the odds of us being able to fit this in the dimensions of the land we've got? Oh, actually, not too bad. Actually, yes, we can totally do it. Okay, never mind. It's facing the wrong way, but that's fine, because I can do that. Ha-ha! Flip. Flip is the greatest. Greatest of buttons. Yes. Dunk. We can just place it there. All right, so never mind. We can carry on with our work. Right. So we've just got to deal with the hydrogen and the nitrogen. Dunk. So we've got to take some hydrogen down to the naphtha. Then outside of that, we need the nitrogen for making fertilizer. 2 of those, I think, is what we were going to set up. Let's have a look at you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the hydrogen in there. How on earth? Where? Where on earth? Hang on a second. What have I hooked up? I've made a mistake somewhere. Oh, that's using steam. This one doesn't use steam. This one uses hydrogen, of course. My bad. So we don't need that there. In fact, as a direct consequence of that, I don't need that like that either. Okay, that actually works out quite nicely. In fact. Oh. Perfect. Right, but I do need to get hydrogen down there. And hydrogen should go there as a priority. And then excess hydrogen should be used. What were we going to use the excess hydrogen for? Are we going to have excess hydrogen, actually? This will... Oh. Ammonia in both of these, please. This consumes 12 every 60 seconds. Yeah, we were going to use the hydrogen for something else, were we not? After reforming. And then what? Have I made a miscalculation here? So I do believe that these are going to be producing potentially enough to run 2 of these full bore. And then run it through the nitrogen, with the nitrogen and water to make fertilizer. 2 of these would be set up. 2 chemical plants to use the ammonia, the nitrogen, and water to make fertilizer. I guess I could have the hydrogen be burnt off, or well, not really burnt off. Well, I guess, you know what, I could burn it off, thinking about it, if I wanted to, as a spare fuel source. Yeah, we produce 30, well, not 36, because this is only going to be running some of the time. 2 of them will be running at all times, and the 3rd one will be running every now and then, about every 5 cycles. So every 5 minutes, the other one will kick in to produce a tiny bit of extra. I just didn't want to end up with sour water that I needed to dump. Well, I'm fine if the hydrogen backs up, actually. It won't be perfectly producing items, but it should be okay. I'm going to need a delivery of steel then to this project. Probably around here. We're going to want I think it was the chemical plant that made the liquid nitrogen. Indeed it was. We can just shimmy that back a bit. So in actual fact, we're going to want like just 3 of these. In a way, very convenient. This first one will be making liquid nitrogen. It will receive steel. A regular flat conveyor will be more than enough for that. Need to rotate that. Really? Vexing. Okay, let's pull that back a little bit more. Oh my lord. It's going to be annoying for me to connect up to, in all honesty, but it's fine. No, it's not. Can we get it into there? There we go. Connected. Right, what else do you need? Just nitrogen. And we're going to have nitrogen aplenty coming out over here. Let's take the nitrogen out on the bottom line. As well. Yeah, that will produce little enough that we'll be able to run it down through here. And these 2 are set up to produce fertilizer. So now I need to run the nitrogen into the middle there on each one. And then we've got ammonia. Is this a level 2 pipe, I wonder? It might be. Come on. Shift. And then we run along here. All the way to there. 1 out and down. And 1 out and down. And finally need some water. Right. So potentially these are producing how much? 24? It's going to be producing 48 at least. We can afford to send a bit of that water over here instead, I think. I think that's fair. There we go. And over here as well. There we are. So we've got fertilizer and liquid nitrogen now being produced at the end. Punk. And finally, last but certainly not least, the fertilizer. I have to leave a 3 wide gap for this to work at all, but that'll do. How much does this produce? 12, so that regular pipe will be more than enough. Oh, why? That doesn't look like a regular pipe. That looks like a pipe too. It's because it is. Damn you. You tricked me. Alright. This whole setup is going to be ruinously expensive to do. And the stupid thing is, I haven't... I'm not even running the materials off to fuel boilers or anything. That hasn't even been factored into this yet. Arden Drop, thank you so much for the 25th month, my lord. Diolch yn fawr iawn, mate. Alright, okay, so we need water. Well, honestly, do I even need it to be stockpiled? This is going to be where things are collected from. And how we decide to pipe these elsewhere, who knows? Who bloody knows? But this would... I'd have to make sure that trucks could access this part. That's the main thing. These in particular would be necessary. And acid as well. All of the stuff down here, I don't actually want trucks messing around with. Well, maybe... well, the fuel gas, probably. Now, at present... This is all set up to allow the steam to come down from the top, but I could just as easily have the steam being gathered at the bottom. The water is the only thing that I would need to route to those generators. I'm going to quickly do something. And I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to pop it there instead so I can play around with this a little bit more. Also, because I know I'm going to have to flip it. There we go. Now then. Down here is where the crude oil goes in. If I could just set it up so I have the boilers pumping steam this way. So what we would need is... where is the boilers? There we are. A regular boiler. Outputting steam. Let's say there. And then... probably 2 other boilers. Now I would like them to burn fuels in a certain order. If there is, for example, heavy oil, I want them to burn that first. If there is then fuel gas, I want them to burn that. If by some miracle there's excess anything else, such as naphtha, I want them to burn that. By the same token, there will be excess hydrogen that I could run down there eventually if I really wanted to. But realistically, there's only really 2 fuels that I intend to be burning here. So let's go ahead and set up the fluid storages for these. There's one there, one here, and then a splitter in twixt. We want heavy pipes to be able to carry the volume of materials down here. There you go. One for heavy oil. The other for fuel gas. Now, realistically, I want the heavy oil taken as a priority because I do nothing else with it. And the fuel gas can then be taken elsewhere. I'll have more fuel gas than I will have heavy oil, so I'd rather get rid of the heavy oil. So I realistically want the heavy oil just piped down. Then for this boiler, and that would be true of each of these, I want heavy oil first. I mean, that's more or less a decent order of things. Heavy oil all the way down to fuel gas. This will burn coal, it'll burn biomass. I would prefer it to burn biomass first. We get 2 loose storages, one there, and again a splitter betwixt. I don't need a high volume throughput for this, because this one really should only be turning on occasionally. We'll set this one up as biomass. This one up for coal. Priority should be biomass. And each one of these is capable of outputting 48. Now, I would be happy for both of these to be running all the time. Whether that does in fact happen, that's another matter entirely. We want a heavy pipe there, a heavy pipe here, and a heavy pipe there. And then out we go. And then same over here. And down we go. Now I'll have to rotate the direction of those pipes, which is a bit of a potch, but I think it'll actually look really nice. So I need to toggle direction here. These still need to go in the same direction because they're going outwards, so that's fine. I just need to toggle the direction of the kind of central one. Oh my lord, why? Why are they made of so many bits? Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Why that was the case, I do not know. Toggle the direction there. Same down here. Need to take this all the way up in the right way. It's going to do the same, isn't it? Yes, it is. Why would you do this to me? Let's just make sure it is all going the right way. There we go. And then down here. Then this needs to toggle the right. The whole thing needs to be moving in the other direction. But once we get up to this end section, we don't actually need that bit. There we go. So that all works. That's all the steam we're going to need. That one pulls in steam. This one does not. Now, in terms of the boilers, there's a lot of things consuming steam. I would love it in case any people in the with influence are listening. Sometimes is the case. If I could select something like this with the copy tools, if I was going to place something down, you see how it tells me how many construction parts I would need for the entire project? That's super useful. Another thing it could tell me is the combined input and output of the project. If it was running at full bore, how much product would this produce? And how much product would it consume to produce it? That would be so staggeringly useful, I can scarcely put it into words. Now, these two are going to definitely need some sort of delivery. These two, not as much. Water there. Acid, that needs to be picked up. Ooh, what's that? Fertilizer. Fertilizer needs to be picked up. I think that's right. No, fertilizer 1, not organic. That also needs to be picked up. The fuel gas, again, I'm pretty certain we're not going to be backing up naphtha, but I haven't actually run the numbers. Oil and fuel gas are the ones that we need to get down here. I wish these were more akin to the splitters where each point was input-output. Didn't actually need to be specified which one it was. It was both. That was super useful. So we want fuel gas over there. We want heavy oil. And realistically, should either of those ever fill up, I need to burn it off. Let's take the heavy oil first. Now that should never really be insufficient quantity to be an issue, but you never know. Down here. All the way up and then down. Also going to need to hook up the exhaust. Well, problem is this could potentially burn off two different types of exhaust, but oh well. Just gonna have to accept it. There we are. Each one will have their own, so it should be a little bit easier to manage. Fuel gas. Now I kind of want fuel gas to be collected. So there's this point where this never needs to go. This doesn't need to go anywhere else. You know what? Instead of doing it like this, let's be rid of that for now. This whole system is functional with trucks running things back and forth. I could then decide how I want to hook that up better. I think that might be the best way to do it. Alright, we've spent an enormous amount of time doing this. Do I have enough diesel squirreled away to be able to make this happen? I do not. How much do I need? This is how much I've got. I've got... Oh, good lord. I need like... Why? I need 6 times. 5 times, rather. No. Okay. This will be a very long project. So if I were to start it building a little bit further down, that might be safer. But there is no space there. I basically have to build it here to make it work. I have to strip down what's already there and then hook this back up. What do you say, chat? Do we risk it for a biscuit? Do you think we've got enough materials in storage to last? Unity go re, yeah. Okay, well, before we do that, I want to do a couple of things. I want to create enormous stockpiles of the most important resources. One of them is right here. Let's get that built. Go. Those trucks really should move quickly. You're gonna. Oh my lord. Okay, recover. So recover you because you're dumb. Why are you made of dumb? I'm gonna have 2 of those. In fact, I'm gonna have 3 of those trucks, and all the other little ones can go elsewhere. Right, that should start stripping all of the materials out here. I'm gonna build 1 large acid storage. I'm gonna build large rubber storage. I think that's more or less all I need. Let's Unity build them. And now, this is where we decide, we work out whether or not I've been a fool, a mad, crazy fool, or not. Let's move this one over here. Let's get that built quickly, so that I can have... we don't have any excavators, that makes me sad. Can we get rid of some of you and build some chunky boys? Right, let's get 1, 2, 3. 1. And we're going to move you over here. Basically in the right area. There we go. Right, this is going to be a real pain in the bum. Let's go ahead and pull this down. I've heard a lot of Workers' Resources Soviet Republic. I haven't played it yet, but it's definitely on my list. A lot of people speak very highly of it. We also don't need this anymore, realistically speaking. There is no more fuel for us to deposit here from our own island. I could Unity build it. Kapow! That was 30 Unity, my lord. Gigantic Trucks over here to help out. Thank you very much, Gigantic Trucks. What I super need from you is to empty out all of these. Are we burning light oil down here as well? Fuel gas, light oil. We are burning light oil, yes. We're not burning heavy oil, though. Which does pose a problem. Right. Of course you were stuck there. You utter derp. Alright, which pickup can't reach what? Go home. Go home. Okay, fine, scrap. Please, scrap. Go away! My lord. Right, Mind Control Tower has nothing more to chop down. Oh, wow, okay, you've done a really good job, actually. Alright, let's start pushing this back a bit further so we can build even more houses over here. Legitimately impressed, though. There we go. Should make sure they can pipe that through. Yeah, they can. Right, now we're back down to only one burner ever running. Actually, no, that's not true. But it's definitely not many. Could you go be scrapped? And you also be scrapped. We've got enough vehicles on the way that we don't need all of them. Right, let's speed things up. We've had it on a fairly low speed for a long time while we were waiting for everything to be ready, but I think we're in a relatively good spot now. Go. This one's going to be an issue, sadly. Hopefully they can take that over to the dock. Oh, shipyard overloaded with cargo. Huh. Okay. It's a bit of a pain, but alright. Right, for the time being, all of our systems are now shut down. I do need these moved. Desperately, actually. I will build a small fluid storage to contain the heavy oil. Quick deliver it. Just to get that out of the way. Hopefully someone can handle the water in a moment. Let's make that a very high priority empty and a very high priority empty there, and we should be good. Very high priority empty here. I guess I could hurry that along by making this.